Let me start with a question. Are we truly co creating with our customers? And if we are, how can we accelerate and improve that engagement? Today's session is all about turning AI strategy to action, specifically looking into how to use AI to co create with customers and business partners. So, I'm Patricia Johnson Fung, excited to be here again with Siva Gandikota, who's partnering with us on this month's theme. Let's dive in. All right, so quick recap of where we've been so far. Part one, we've introduced AI strategy framework and walked through how to set priorities using the maturity assessment. Part two, we applied that framework to the IT PMO, showing how strategy translates to action. Today's part 3.1, where we're focusing on use cases specifically for customers, business partners. Coming up next, then, will be use cases for program managers, then use cases for development teams. And then finally, part four, challenges and adoption. So why does this matter? It's because IT leaders, they don't just deliver solutions, we co-create them with our business partners. And AI can help us do that faster and better. Think about the core moments, where alignment really matters, with building a business case, defining outcomes, generating requirements. AI can accelerate those things. And more importantly, it can really kind of raise the bar on how we really talk about strategy with our partners. Instead of starting from scratch or chasing around disconnected data, we begin with something more structured, those data informed prompts. And that kind of means we're spending less time guessing, more time aligning. It helps us ask sharper questions, spot gaps early, connect the dots between what the business wants, aka the business goals, what IT can deliver, aka technical feasibility. And because it's grounded on real data from the PMO, our financials, our goals, we're not just brainstorming, we're really kind of working towards building something more clear, aligned, and more ready to move. And so, whether you're shaping a business case, defining outcomes, writing requirements, AI can be considered a partner in the room with you, helping you move faster, think deeper. So, allow me to explain how AI helps our PMO move faster and align smarter. First, we start with prompts. Instead of guessing what to ask, we use prompt library that guides us with smart questions like what does success look like? What are the gaps? What risks should we flag? It gets everyone thinking in the right direction. Next, we kind of tap into PMO data. AI pulls from what we already have, past projects, financials, strategic goals. So output's kind of grounded on kind of real context with what's there for your organization. Then we use AI to generate the first drafts. It could be a business case risk summary, current versus target state comparison, and Gen AI really gives a solid starting point, pretty fast and tailored to what's needed. And again, if you know anything about people, getting something started for that rev zero is typically the hardest for folks. People are typically good at critiquing and adjusting. Then they just review, refine, iterate until that output reflects what that shared understanding is. And what's the result? Faster decisions, clear priorities, stronger execution together. So now let's walk through some examples and we'll hand it over to you now, Siva.
Thanks, Patricia. In this slide, we are talking about business case creation using AI. When a business stakeholder and an IT partner want to explore a new capability, the first hurdle is turning the idea into a clear, decision ready business case. This is where AI accelerates the process. AI takes in the prompt that defines what good looks like, your organizational business case template, the goals, and the strategic context to generate a structured draft. You can enhance the output further by providing additional context such as example business case documents, meeting minutes, stakeholder notes, workflow details, and baseline metrics. Using all that, it auto generates a draft with a value proposition, risk, and feasibility gaps, and even flags missing data or unclear assumptions. And the impact is clear. Without AI, this would have taken days or weeks of back and forth. With it, you get a faster drafts, clear alignment, and quicker decision making. One practical tip I want to add here is that it's always better to expand the acronyms to give model clear context. In this slide, we are talking about business outcome alignment. A business outcome is a measurable result the organization wants to achieve. What changes, by how much, and why it matters. That clarity is essential for any initiative to begin. To define these outcomes, team must align on two basics. Where are we today and where we wanted to go? AI helps with the alignment. AI uses input you provide, such as process documents, workflow maps, pain points, and baseline metrics to clearly describe the current state. Then, with your goals, strategic priorities, it frames the target state and highlights the gaps, dependencies, and enablers between the two. With the right prompts and your business outcome template, AI can surface the missing data, unclear assumptions, feasibility concerns, and readiness blockers, giving teams a shared fact based starting point. The result is a faster clarity, fewer misaligned conversations, and quicker agreement on what success looks like. In this slide, we are talking about requirement generation using AI. This scenario is similar to every business partner and an IT team. A stakeholder knows what capability they need, but translating that into a clear, actionable requirement usually takes multiple cycles. This is where AI helps. It structures both functional and non functional requirements instantaneously, organizing the idea into something usable. It highlights the gaps, dependencies, and upstream and downstream impacts that team often miss. And importantly, it connects each requirement back to the business outcome, strategic goals, and the organization is targeting. The strength comes from the inputs. Your requirements template, the prompt library with framing questions, examples of historical requirements, capability maps, architectural constraints, and your traceability framework. With that context, AI generates the requirements tailored to your environment, not the generic ones. The outcome is simple: high quality requirements, less rework, and a stronger delivery confidence from day one. Using AI is like having an experienced project manager, someone who has worked on a similar projects before, brainstorming with you on your current project. That is priceless.
So here's the key takeaway: AI helps IT and business stakeholders or customers move faster from vision to value. It ensures the business cases are structured with things like measurable value and risk visibility. It helps by reaffirming outcomes are clear with baseline to target framing. It also can help generate requirements, reaffirming that they are in fact tied to strategic goals. But let me be clear, it does not replace IT or the business partner here. The result, though, is just faster engagement, better decisions, stronger cross, functional alignment holistically. So here's your challenge. If AI could accelerate alignment with your business partners, what might you do differently? Stay tuned for what's ahead. More use cases, with program managers and development teams, and we'll then wrap up with, challenges and adoption. Thank you, and looking forward to a path forward with you and AI.